following podcast contains mature content. The views and opinions expressed by the host are not necessarily those of the host. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to the number one horror podcast on Pornhub, where winter isn't the only thing that's coming. I am your host, the patron saint of podcasting, the warden Matt Ritter, and I am here with my co-host this evening. She is the shaman of She-Leet, host of the She-Leet Showcase, Inside the Mind of In the Crowd, and I guess technically they're both just my official co-hosts for this show, Miss Katie Kinsey Bay.
Hey.
And down at the bottom there, my favorite filthy Filipino, host of the Get Show podcast, 1/4 of Marks with Mikes, and all around good guy. It's your boy Just.
We here. It's about to get spooky, motherfucker.
It is. We are here, if you don't know, to talk winter horror movies. Anything that has snow in it, we're going to consider a winter horror movie, whether it's 30 Days a Night, The Shining, Santa Sleigh, The Thing, blah, 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 blah. You know, if you want to talk, what was the Dead? I can't think of the name of it. Benji was talking about it last night. It's Dead something. It's a Nazi zombie winter flick.
Oh, what did he say? I thought it was Dead something, wasn't it?
Dead
It is.
Imperium?
I don't know if that's correct.
It's definitely not that. But yeah, how are you guys doing? It's been fucking forever, it feels like.
It
Yeah,
feels
'cause
like.
fucking
Yeah,
moving.
when was the last episode we did? Was the well, shout out to Will. We did Will's episode.
Fuck, my pen.
Oh, is everything okay?
I dropped my pen. Sorry, continue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, I did we Katie and I and Will did The Conjuring with Justin over on Botch Spots with Chair Shots.
Right,
Mhm.
right. So, like, yeah, even though like we haven't done this, it's weird because like the three of us were just together doing a horror thing last week, but we
Well,
haven't done getting off. So,
Who are you gonna call when you want to talk horror? Who are you gonna call?
hey, getting
Ghostbusters.
off, Busters.
No, getting off.
Getting off Busters.
But yeah, no, the last one we did was Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which I think was November.
Justin wasn't here.
And I don't think Justin was here. I think it was
No,
just me and Reek.
wasn't
Me
even
and Reek,
here.
yeah.
Reek was here though. Reek was here.
Yes.
Shout out to Reek.
Yeah, we had Reek, who was supposed to be here, but apparently family is more important than family. So, you know, he picked one family over another, you know, the blood, whatever. But we love him, and I'm sure he'll be back when he can make time for us.
Yeah.
Shout out.
What?
I said he
shout
has
out.
to for the next one we do.
We'll see. So that I have decided. So I have been, the reason this took so long, in full transparency, ladies and gentlemen, is I have been debating for like 3 weeks while also working my regular job and moving if we were going to record winter horror movies or if we were going to record a watch along to a Texas Chainsaw Massacre XXX parody. And I think that I've determined that the watch along episode is going to have to be pre-recorded.
Okay.
There are things that I'm going to have to discuss with Travis because that may just be a Pornhub exclusive.
Fair.
And if it is, I might be able to share the screen while we do it.
Oh, no.
Okay.
So again, I'm gonna talk to Travis on Monday when we do Creation Conversation, because Getting Off is under the banner of Creation World, right? Smack and
Right.
Raw is, if you love me for Smack and
Mhm.
Raw and you're over here like, oh, what the fuck's Matt talking about now? He's talking about that other thing he loves. It's horror, but we're all under the banner of Creation World. You can find them at creationworld.com or on Twitter and Instagram at it's creationworld.tscreatia world. Or if you're watching us live on Twitch or YouTube, you know, you're at twitch.tv/Creation World. You're at youtube.com/Creation World. We'd appreciate if you have a sub to throw out, give it to Creation World. We are doing content constantly to keep you entertained, make you laugh, and warm the cockles of your heart. It's a thing, Kate. I'm gonna keep doing it now. I am absolutely gonna keep doing it now
No.
just to bother you. Or it's that or Catherine, whichever you'd like.
Oh my
The
goodness.
government name, how dare you?
Anyway, you can also subscribe to us over on YouTube for free. But if you get a free subscription if you have an Amazon Prime membership every month that you can throw at your favorite Twitch streamer, which I hope is me. But I understand if it's not. Don't let Amazon keep that money. Throw it towards someone. Give someone that money from Amazon. Don't let Elon keep it. He doesn't fucking need it. He's fucking Twitter up anyway. Like he's not taking the money and doing anything good with it. So do that, please. And if you're watching this later, whether it's on Pornhub or back here on YouTube or Twitch, like we appreciate you as well. You can throw us a subscription on either of those. Turn on your notifications so you know anytime we go live. We're live 5 days a week with Creation Conversation right at noon for your lunchtime fix of all that nerd-ish. We're live every Friday at 11 p.m. for Smacking It Raw, 11 p.m. Central, talking the week in wrestling. And this whenever I find time and fucking feel like it to talk horror movies because it's my favorite thing to talk about other than wrestling.
Yay.
Crazy. Who would have thought? Allison said she can't figure out how to use her free Amazon subscription.
You have to do it on your computer. You cannot do it from your phone. That I figured out. So you have to. I can talk to Travis and have him send. I Googled it. You have to link the accounts, and then once you link the accounts, you go to twitch.tv on your computer, and you go to the subscription. And when you select to subscribe, it should come up, and the option should be there. I had to Google it to figure out how to do it because I was trying to do it from my phone and it wouldn't fucking let me. But eventually, I figured it out, and yeah, so it won't let you do it from your phone though. Everyone's good though. Cold, chilly, little cold.
I was coming off like a little like sinus infection.
You have been sick the entire like COVID.
Yeah, and so kind of getting back to my 100%. So other than that, I've been okay.
Aren't you like allergic to literally everything though?
Technically speaking, kinda. I mean, like, so I do have asthma, eczema, right? And but the thing is like, I can still have peanuts. Like most people that kind of have like those allergies, they can't have nuts or eggs. So the only thing I'm allergic to is fish.
I am not surprised that of all the things that you're allergic to, nuts isn't one of them.
You know what's funny? You know what? If you let me allow me to tell a little story
about your nuts, go ahead. I'd love to hear about your nuts.
So Greek mythology, right? So
yes, I'm aware that it exists.
I don't know if you know Achilles has a brother.
Okay.
His name is Boethius. So the mother protected Achilles by hanging him by the Achilles, right? So that his whole body is dipped into whatever that special water is. But his brother Boethius, he grabbed him by the testicles, right? So everyone knows the story of Achilles, but no one knows the story of both these nuts.
I cannot and will not stand for this.
So much. Oh my God, Justin. That's why we have you on here. Hi, Stanley. We're not talking new movies. We're actually talking some of our favorite winter horror movies. And either of you guys want to kick it off? I like Katie, you know this. I have a voodoo list for Christmas of Christmas movies, and mixed in are all my favorite Christmas/winter horror movies. So those will all be on the list. Yeah, Just what you got?
Are we allowed to see the chat, or is that do we have to?
You are. I just normally Vince is clicking on it, and I haven't done it yet.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, sir. Continue.
Yeah. Also, you should just be able to see the chat on your right hand side.
Yeah, if you just go into comments.
See where it says comments at the top?
We're teaching Justin how to work this.
Because
you've been here how long?
Go ahead. I know I should know this because JT uses StreamYard. I should know this, but
he's gonna be so much more better for Marks with Mikes after this training session on getting off.
I know. You're welcome, guys.
All right, continue. There we go. I see you. Yo, what's up, Will?
Yeah, but if on the right side you had just clicked where it says comments,
you could see it all.
You just see the whole stream on the side of yeah. Did you do that? Are you on your phone and you can't find comments? Is that the problem?
I'm on my laptop. Is that?
And you
is
do
that
not
weird?
see in the right-hand side of the window,
It
there's
says
like,
private chat and then comments.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me get out full screen. Does that make anything different?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
there we
Yes.
go.
Órale.
Sheesh. There's all the
Ay,
people.
Dios
Hey
mío.
guys.
Ay,
How you
no.
doing, Elsie? How are you?
Why is your voice cracking? Are you okay?
Listen,
So,
it's been a
Kate-
while since I see some of these foes. You know what I'm saying?
So, Katie,
Yes, sir.
what are some of your favorite horror movies that you've indulged in or I've forced you to watch this year?
Oh god. I've watched so many. My brain can't really comprehend. I did watch both versions of The Thing for the first time, technically last year. Those were good. What?
Yes and no. So, John Carpenter's The Thing is actually a remake, and then the other thing is it is. It is, but it's not important because nobody cares about The Thing before John Carpenter's. The one with
Right.
Kurt Russell is The Thing, and it's
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
Yes.
So,
Well, whatever. I watched the two that matter, I guess.
yeah, there you go.
There you go.
I just want you to have all the information, so you're not going around like if you make a bunch of horror friends in fucking Pittsburgh, and you're like, I've watched the two versions of The Thing, and they're like huge snobs like me, and they're like, well, actually, I don't want you to look stupid. Like, so now you
I'm
know.
like, actually,
There's
Yeah,
the thing
exactly.
gatekeepers. There's thing gatekeepers.
I'm sure there are.
apparently.
The Thing would be a great porn parody.
Well,
Ooh.
Think about it.
And you can have different types
I'm not-
of representation.
That scene where they're doing the autopsy and the belly opens and eats the guy's arms, but it's a vagina.
no, that's a whole nother horror movie. It's called Teeth.
That is a whole
Whoa.
nother horror movie, and
Yeah.
is a thing.
See,
Listen to you.
I know
Holy
things.
shit! Damn. That's so like.
But you enjoyed which one actually? So you have the Kurt Russell because he was huge in the '90s and John Carpenter loved him, and then you have the Mary Elizabeth Winstead hanging out with Russians.
Yeah.
From 2011. Which one did you like more?
I think I liked you said 2011. Is that what year came out?
Yes, I think.
Yeah,
so.
I think I liked that one more just because I really love Mary Elizabeth Winstead. So her as like the lead, that was very exciting for me. I mean, like I said, both were good. But I feel like I liked the 2011 more because wasn't it also? I think we had this conversation. I feel like you yelled at me, so I'll take it again if I need to. Isn't the 2011 kind of like the way they set it up, kind of like a prequel to John Carpenter's?
That's a good
I
question.
can't remember. I think so, but I know, and I actually just rewatched these, but like I wasn't paying full attention. I had them kind of on in the background. But there are things I can't remember if she goes to the research station from John Carpenter's and finds things all fucked up, or from the original Thing outbreak, or if there's stuff going on in her movie that they find in John Carpenter's because
It's that one. I'm pretty sure.
But if you do pay attention in both movies as you watch them, and it's weird to think of it as a prequel because it's so many years later and the
Yeah.
graphics and everything and all that shit.
It's much better.
But if you pay very close attention, you will see that things happen in one of the movies that you can then find, like an axe in a wooden post that was put in one of the movies. You see in the background in the other movie as they're walking through and doing what they're doing. And so they are linked. I just don't remember what it would.
Because
You would think the 2011 would be the sequel, but it, for some reason, it's clicking in my head what you said, that it's
I'm
actually a prequel, even though it came
pretty
out.
sure it is the prequel because I think at the end of the 2011 movie, that's when the helicopter takes off, and then in John Carpenter's, like that's the first thing they see is the helicopter.
Chasing the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I could just add something in information right now is that Sorry, I just looked it up, is saying that the 2011 is a prequel to the original.
Yeah. So
I'm right.
yeah, everything that happens in that when they go, they see what's happened with the Mary Elizabeth Winstead version in the John Carpenter 1980 whatever version. It's 7 maybe 90. I don't remember. I'm not good with years.
I'm just proud of myself that I got that right.
So you enjoyed, and I, like I said, I get that. Hey, so like Justin, did you grow up, like, did you watch the thing when you were younger?
Yeah, I mean, I was, of course, John Carpenter, Kurt Russell, Big Trouble in Little China. I mean, come on,
So, or Escape from
LA, Escape
yeah.
from New York. Yep.
Yeah,
yep,
exactly.
Yep.
So, yeah, pretty much. So like we grew up with that. So then seeing this, but I feel like if I were to sit down and have never watched a Thing movie, and you watch the one from John Carpenter, it's old, it looks old, it's dated, it feels dated. This, at least, it's 12 years old now, but it still seems more. I could see A, how that's more appealing, and then B, again, female protagonist, female researcher, because there were literally no females in the John Carpenter movie. It was just a fucking sausage fest in Antarctica.
Yeah, no thanks. Just saying.
No, you're true. I mean, yeah, you're right. But I don't. When it comes to movies like those, like when it's like that, like I always go for the one that's kind of the best version of the two. Especially if I followed somebody's work too, like John Carpenter, and then you got Kurt Russell there. So I would definitely always go with that version being the best. But I also want to say that for winter movies going forward, 30 Days or 30 Nights is also a good one.
30 Days of Night.
Yes, exactly. That's what I said.
They're both. I think you're thinking 40 Days, and I think you mixed that in 40 Days and 40 Nights, which are both Josh Hartnett movies, but two completely different things. One is about a man whore trying not to fuck, and one is about a sheriff in fucking Alaska being attacked by vampires.
Vampires, yeah. 30 Days a Night. Yes, that is a great movie.
It is, and I listen. Josh, when you say Josh Hartnett and you say horror, my mind automatically goes to Halloween H2O, and then I'm like, but this was really good. The vampires in this looked different. They were really cool. The whole concept of being in Alaska, where they have that month where it's completely dark out, where the vampires don't have to worry about the sun coming up or any of that shit. They can just hunt. They're fast. They're vicious. They're ripping through the town. The town is snowed in. There's no way to get out. Like, really fun, really cool movie. I agree.
And the opening scene, I mean, just when the scene opens up, somebody's getting their head chewed off, Yeah. It's like that lets you know, we're in for a fucking time right now,
I'm Mara.
Yo.
Have you seen 30 Days a Night, Katie?
I feel like I have. I didn't watch it recently, so it's not fresh in my mind at all. But I feel like I've definitely seen it. It might be one of the ones I just go back in case I haven't and watch it.
I was going to say, there aren't a lot of Josh Hartnett in Alaska with the beard movies, so.
I mean, I love Josh Hartnett. But, I think the real horror is that's an actual thing in Alaska.
Yeah.
That's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
And it fucks with people. You hear people, they drink that entire month because it's hard to know what hour of day it is because it's just nighttime all the time. You wake up, you go to bed and it's night, you wake up and it's night. Fucks with your mental health.
Yep.
That's why Alaska has the leading causes of suicide. Because of that.
The vampires were oogly boogly bitches. I love it.
But yeah, no, it definitely fucks with your mental health. And then to add to that, now you have vampires hunting you.
Yeah, no.
You already know it's going to be a shit winter. And on top of that, I'm pretty sure Josh Hartnett was dealing with some shit with his ex-wife during that movie who came to town.
Really?
Yeah, the blonde, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, and it hasn't been that long, but it's been a little while since I've watched it. I'm pretty sure they were married. They might have had a kid together.
Dang.
Or they were dating. One of the two, but it's an ex-wife or an ex-girlfriend who came to town and gets trapped there, and they've got personal issues on top of vampire issues on top of a month of just nighttime mental health fucked up issues. there are layers to this movie of all the shit Josh has to deal with besides the vampires.
It just says his wife in the description.
They might be separated or they were going through some shit. There was issues there. That I do remember.
I'm just reading what I said. What I say, I don't know. It has a 6.6 out of 10 on IMDb, in case anyone was wondering.
Hey, all right, let's go.
One of my favorite movies to tie in both Smacking It Raw and Getting Off real quick. A movie that I didn't think Katie thought she was going to like, but sat down and I'm pretty sure she really enjoyed. Goes by the name of Santa's Sleigh, where Santa is played by none other than William Goldberg.
Motherfucking Bill. Listen.
Go ahead.
When you told me, because originally this was just going to be Christmas horror movies, so I was preparing. I was like, all right, well, give me a list. And you said you had the thing on Vudu, so I went in there and I was like, okay, well, I'll start with Santa's Sleigh, sure. And then I see who's on the fucking cover and who Santa is, and I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding. Of course that's goddamn Bill Goldberg. Okay. I gave it a shot. It was funny. It was a funny movie. Off the charts ridiculous. Like, the opening scene is just layers of stupidity and ridiculousness, but I'm okay with that. I don't like want to admit that I liked the movie because it's Goldberg, but like it wasn't a bad movie.
It was
like,
campy enough.
Story.
It was campy enough to be enjoyed. You know?
Yeah.
Bill Goldberg dressed as Santa murdered strippers in a strip club. That is all I need to tell you about this movie. But the opening scene that Katie is talking about features Chris Kattan and Fran Drescher.
The nanny.
the nanny. Nancy right there.
The nanny.
And yes, and he comes down the chimney. You find out as you watch the movie that Santa is actually the son of Satan who lost.
Oh my gosh.
He lost a bet to an angel doing the what the fuck is that called? Curling. A curling match to an angel that made him have to be Santa for 1,000 years and be good and treat people well. And it just so happens that the movie that takes place is the year that this is over, and Santa is free to go back to torturing and murdering and hurting people. His sentence is up, and it's fucking muscular-esque Bill Goldberg from like the early 2000s. Like WCW might have still been a thing. I don't remember what year it came out, but
Look it up.
It was either not too far after WCW or WCW was still around. And yes, Bill Goldberg going around murdering people. They also do like a fun thing where the main character, because you think it's going to be like one of these kids kind of Christmas movies, like they play it up kind of like it's like a Home Alone-esque sort of thing, but it's much more adult than that.
Oh my god, yeah. I was like, there's no way. Also, 2005.
Yeah, so 4 years after WCW closed the doors. Yeah, right around there. Dude, it is insane. But like, so the angel gave up his holiness for a woman. They had a kid, they had a grandkid. The angel's raising his grandkid. Satan's son comes back, is Santa. The kid is trying to be taught by his grandpa about what the fuck's going on. Everyone thinks his grandpa's a weird old man. Goldberg kills his grandpa. He gets his wings and everything back. And then he's hunting the kid down. It's a whole thing. It's a whole fucking thing.
I have no words.
But it is entertaining and funny as shit.
Did he say any of his like wrestling taglines? Like when he was unleashed, was he's like, "I'm next."
I don't honestly remember. I think he did.
I feel like he did.
That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like it has to be rolled in there.
I'm like, okay, hold on. There's one scene I'm thinking of that it might have happened.
Like jackknife powerbomb somewhere.
No, I don't think he did any of those. I think he might have said it
concuss
right before he killed
a Canadian somewhere.
Yeah, he might have said it right before he killed the grandpa. I do know though that I fucking love this movie, and I don't know why I love it so much. There's a lot of commentary on things that were going on in 2005, they're still kind of relevant. Like the main character's girlfriend's dad is like an NRA nut,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he's hanging around with the dude who smokes so many cigarettes he's got a throat
Yep.
tube, but he used all of that to buy the fucking big missile launcher gun for her dad. And there's that whole like weird dynamic, and also the pastor who's taking money from the collection plate to the strip club.
Yeah, he's a character.
And
Tell
then
you.
Does a whole church service honoring all of the strippers despite.
I got to deep
Sure.
dive into. Maybe I won't watch the movie, but I'll deep.
No, you need to watch the
into,
movie.
Like I'll deep dive into like why was this movie made?
That
I was
that's a
saying, like-
fantastic question. I wish I had an answer.
Like what are the social commentaries all about in this movie? You know,
I don't need any answers to that. I just enjoy it for what it is.
that's what I'm
I
kind of
just
interested
understand.
in.
Dude, you really should watch the movie. It's fun as fuck.
I
And the
will.
plot is, as Mara said, the plot is wild. Katie, what else you got?
Krampus.
I
Yeah.
knew you
I-
were gonna say that. I just knew.
Now, listen, I like watched it when I was younger, completely forgot what the actual plot of this movie was. Rewatched it today because I was like, I feel like this is one like I kind of should watch because is one of the things you mentioned. I love the little gingerbread people. They're my favorite part. It's not what you expect the movie to be. Like when you hear Krampus, you really just expect like this creepy ass movie the entire way through. I found myself laughing at parts, like I said, the gingerbread people of all things, like when all the toys attack him in the attic. I like found myself laughing and being like, there's no way this movie's actually fucking real. And then Krampus shows up and he's scary as all hell. The elves are fucking creepy.
Mhm.
It's just such a roller coaster of a movie.
Well, I mean, you've got Adam Scott as
Love
the
him.
dad. You've got Toni Collette as the mom.
Yep.
You've got Dave Koechner, who is, I believe, Uncle Eddie from Christmas Vacation.
No,
No?
I don't think it's Uncle Eddie.
No, I'm thinking of somebody different. But he plays kind of a semi-similar esque character.
Mhm.
The whole thing about him wanting his daughters to be sons, and so essentially, if you're unfamiliar with this movie, there's a family Christmas that occurs, and the main character, the little boy, is bullied and picked on by his cousins, and he still writes letters to Santa, and they tell him Santa's not real, and he gets all upset, and he tears up his letter to Santa and throws it away, and kind of makes a mean-spirited, again, somewhat Home Alone-esque wish that then brings upon the Krampus, the anti-Santa, and all of his evil goons in their presence, and just everything that you could think of that is like Christmas-esque, but like super evil. Like flying angels that suck blood, and those little fucking wind-up clown jacks in the boxes that eat people, and evil teddy bears, and the gingerbread people.
They're so cute.
Evil elves, all of these things.
This is-
statement.
Gosh.
Well,
Jude, no.
that is also a thing that they talk about in Santa's Sleigh. Will, if you haven't watched it,
Oh,
they say that they don't
yeah.
celebrate Christmas because they're Jewish, but they're not really Jewish. He's just a disgraced angel. It's a whole thing.
It's a thing.
Goldberg is
But-
Jewish, isn't he?
Goldberg is Jewish.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
His
sure.
last name is Goldberg. He is absolutely Jewish.
Hey, I don't judge you guys.
I don't
Hey,
It's
my last name is Santos.
he may not be a
You-
practice.
I
I don't
could
know.
be
if he's
many things. I
prac-
could be many things.
No, hold on. I don't know if he's practicing, but ethnically he is Jewish, because you can ethnically be Jewish but not religiously be Jewish. I am ethnically Jewish. I actually have worn a yarmulke, but that was a whole family thing on Kate's side because they're practicing Jews, and I had to go to a thing. But like,
Really?
I've never attended any of that stuff. I'm not
Okay,
religiously Jewish.
not the Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur.
No.
Okay.
Anyway, so Krampus comes, and apparently sucked their entire block into a little snow globe as he preys upon this family. And the grandma's the only one from the old country who knows the story of Krampus, who's like trying to warn these people, and they just think she's crazy. They're going out in the cold, dying left and right, getting sucked under the snow by evil creatures and attacked, and everything's frozen, power's out, everything's all fucked up. But no, I love that movie. It's entertaining as shit. And again, it's another one of those, it feels like a regular family Christmas movie turned on its head.
And then all hell breaks loose.
Yeah.
That's what I because it was one of those I don't know if you guys have this around you guys. Family Video?
There used to be one right across the street from me.
Okay. Well, I know you know. Okay, so Family Video, okay. So like that was always like prominent, like right there. You always saw it. So like I remember seeing this and I remember reading it. I was like, okay, well, this looks like it's gonna be interesting, And then like it's so funny because like you said, I think it's because the way the font is, how they spell Krampus, how you think it's gonna be one of those like, Christmas stories, Milk on 34th Street, blah, But when you find out it's not, it's just a fucking violent ass movie.
No, it is, but funny as well. Like that's the combination between Santa Sleigh and this is both funny, kind of mimicking that whole Christmas vibe, and then doing their own fun thing with it. However, you said when you were younger, you saw the movie came out in 2015. Katie,
I would say, please. I was younger. I would have just graduated high school.
Really?
I'm now
in 2015.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I graduated in 2014, so the year after.
Dude. Trust me,
I would have been in college.
I know.
I'm young.
I forgot when she said, like, I forgot what year we were talking about. Inside the Mind of Justin, by the way. She had said something, and she said what year, and I said I was like 11 or something, and she said I was 4. I was like, whoa.
I'm a child.
If I do my math right, she was 9 when I graduated high school.
Really?
Yeah. Were you 9 and 05?
Well, you're 23 now, right, Matt? So that would mean
I'm 35, going on 36.
Yeah, I would have been 9, 2005. I would have been turning 9, yeah.
Yeah.
I turned 27 this year. Anyways.
Speaking of age, so if I could take a side detour from all the Christmas horror movies and talk about a different type of sleigh, a sleigh like a wheelchair type of sleigh that would probably leave somebody paralyzed. The movie Misery takes place in winter.
It does.
And that is a great movie. Not quite horror, but it has the same bells and whistles of a horror
psychological
movie.
thriller.
Psychological thriller. I was going to say like suspense, drama, but
I consider everything Stephen King that isn't like The Green Mile or Shawshank Redemption horror. So
Okay. So yeah, Misery is another great movie. The part where he's in the bed and she takes the freaking like hammer with his legs. Oh my gosh, dang,
I can't watch that. So I broke my ankle, and ever since I broke my ankle, there are scenes in movies that I just cannot watch because it takes me back to like I feel it, like physically feel it in my leg.
And I'm like crawl out of there. Oh
no,
that phantom pain shit, man. No, Kathy Bates is a psychopath.
Did you watch? So they did. I can't listen. I have been up very early the last 2 days. I am off my game. There was a show, I believe it was on Hulu or Amazon Prime, based off Stephen King. I can't remember what it's called, but the second season, they actually did like the Kathy Bates origin story pre-Misery.
Hold up.
And
what show is this?
I don't know. I can attempt to look it up.
I never heard this. Stephen King.
Let's see, Kathy.
What about the people in the chat? What are some of your favorite?
Castle Rock.
Yes, season 2 of Castle Rock.
Movies.
I'm pretty sure. Is the prequel to Misery with Kathy Bates.
Get out of here. Okay, now I gotta check that out now.
It's on Hulu.
And other shit going on. But that's not what I wanted.
Bates was born in Memphis, Tennessee.
Shut up.
Hey, do you guys know Kathy Bates was born in Memphis? Tennessee?
Yeah.
I do now.
I could've
By the
guessed.
way, shout out to her. I love Kathy Bates. She's great.
Oh my god, her
She's a
American Horror Story.
legend. She is a legend.
Wow.
Suzanne Summers.
Mama.
Oh, I mean Susan Sarandon.
He said,
Yeah. Forget that other part. Forget that other part.
Jesus.
But yeah, Kathy Bates' character, it's the prequel to her story. It's really
Oh,
good. I can't.
I see that shit.
Yeah, no, it's a fun watch to see kind of how she gets to where she is and how she becomes a huge fan of this author and all of these things and where all of that comes from. So, and what she was doing.
Do you think you guys would ever get to that level of obsession with somebody or something?
No, I would hope that one of you guys or Shar slaps me. Shit,
I mean,
you know,
Char's the closest.
like calm down. You know. Like come
I'm
back
saying-
to reality. Would you? What about you? Well, any of you guys?
I don't think I would. Not to like that extent.
I mean, that's like extreme. That's beyond extreme. But
That's Matt's
but
questioning
what
himself.
do you say, Matt? You sounded like you were gonna like hesitant
He's
to
gonna
say
be,
something.
I'm trying to think, like, let's say I'm driving along a road and I just happen to find Shotzi Blackheart crashed into
There
a
it is.
snowbank and I can take her home and take care of her. I don't know. Would I be able to just let her leave?
Would you
I don't
break
know.
her ankles with a sledgehammer?
No, I would not. I don't think I don't think
Okay.
I could bring myself to that. Though so where that all falls all depends on the situation. Like I could not keep someone hostage by hobbling them with a sledgehammer or any way, shape, or form. Like I couldn't cripple somebody to keep them in my home. I could never do that. However, if they entered my home and I didn't want them there, I absolutely could then cripple them. So it's not that I don't have the capacity to smash someone's ankles with a sledgehammer. It depends on the situation. Morally, I could not just entrap somebody in my house. I really don't think so.
Yeah,
But
I feel like that's that's fair.
Who? Okay, so bring the question back to you, Katie. Like, if you were driving down the side of the road and you saw who in
Wardlow, Rhea,
what I was gonna say, Wardlow or
It's
Rhea?
probably a list. It's probably like a long list.
Sonya,
Adam Cole.
Bill Goldberg.
Nope. No, sir.
What if
Out of
he's
this house.
dressed as Sansa?
No. That doesn't make it better.
Mine would be Linda McMahon. She's lonely.
Hey, Joe.
She's lonely right now.
If you don't
Character's
stop-
name was Annie Wilkes, and Lizzie
Yes.
Kaplan plays a young Annie Wilkes in Castle Rock.
Okay.
You may be familiar with Annie Wilkes from Masters of Sex, or sorry, Lizzie Kaplan from Masters of Sex, or she's been in a bunch of shit. But if you're familiar with something like Masters of Sex, you may be familiar with MySensualSecrets.com. And if you go to Creation World, or if you go to, you know what? I don't have it pulled up. I'm not even going to plug it. Fuck it.
Pause.
Completely fucked that
Keeping
up. I'm
on
rusty
the,
as shit and tired.
keeping up on the
You did your
the
best.
horror, on the suspense, thriller, psychological drama, Fargo. I also is up in that same category.
That I do not consider horror in any way,
Okay.
shape, or form.
Okay. Is it because it's like not as like it doesn't have the same feel?
That's more of a
as-
crime drama, I feel like, than
Isn't
Okay,
it a
okay.
show too?
well,
It
it's-
was- it
they-
became a show
They made a
later
show,
on.
but it started as a movie. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought. Then I got confused.
The show and
Like-
the movie are the same thing. It's like the show just spends more time on certain parts of the movie.
Oh, okay. I've never watched the show.
like
Clearly.
that and reindeer games, like stuff like that. I don't really consider horror.
What the fuck is reindeer games?
You ever seen the reindeer games?
No. I don't want to. No.
That's the one with Owen
Believe
Wilson.
me.
I mean, you get to
Oh.
see Charlize Theron topless in that.
Yes,
Like,
you
is it
did.
worth it?
No,
I
you
mean,
can just look
is
it up.
Charlize Theron topless worth it? That is a question you have to ask yourself. I cannot answer that for you.
Chat. What is the chat thing? Is Charlize
How
Theron
bad do you
worth-
want to see Charlize Theron's titties?
I probably
It's not a bad movie. It's just I don't consider it a horror. I don't. Definitely a thriller, but not a horror movie.
Well, with the title Reindeer Games, I'm a little skeptical.
It's not anything cheesy. I'll tell you that.
Okay. Okay.
So
There's a,
I mean,
let's
it's a
just say
good
there's a
movie.
lot of slaying. There's a lot of slaying going on.
oh,
You know, a lot of tugging on the antlers, if you know what I'm saying. You know,
I
Dancer and Prancer, Donner and Blixen.
get you.
There are 3 movies that are all essentially remakes of each other. There is Black Christmas from 1974. Then there is the 2000s remake, and then there is the most recent version that came out that is so none of them are really kind of alike. So the original Black Christmas takes place at Christmas, but it's very much kind of like When a Stranger Calls, like there's somebody in the
Yes.
house. It is a sorority house and all of this. The remake of Black Christmas, which is the one that I saw first, is
Okay.
there's somebody in the house, but it's a brother or a brother sister / father daughter duo because there was some incest going on. And you don't know what I'm talking about right now?
I do, but which one is that one?
It's the 2007.
See, I didn't watch
that
the
also
other
might
one.
be
I watched
05.
the old one. I remember watching the old one. So that's why
Okay,
I'm
so
like,
this has got Lacey Chabert,
oh
Six.
my god. Oh, okay. I know the one you're talking about now. All right, yeah.
Michelle, what the fuck?
Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead's in it.
Kate's
Michelle
girl.
Trachtenberg.
Michelle Trachtenberg, Katie.
Cassidy.
Yep.
I have
a shit ton of
the
people. I know
others.
that's why I just said I knew the first names. I just let you finish the last names.
I gotcha.
But it's about a sorority house, and apparently that sorority house used to be the home of Billy and his family. And Billy is a notorious murderer who ate his mother, like made Christmas cookies out of his mother's skin. But during the movie, you get this whole backstory as the movie's going on. So Billy Lenz was born with a skin discoloration. His skin was yellow. His mother treated him very poorly. She started sleeping with some dude. They murdered his father. Billy saw it. They locked Billy up in the attic. And then at some point, when her new alcoholic boyfriend passed out and she was still all hot and bothered, Billy's mom went up into the attic after he had come of age and took his virginity. Mom got pregnant and gave birth to Agnes, his
Oh
sister
my
daughter.
That's right.
He ripped out Agnes's eye before he murdered mom, got caught, and got put in jail. Billy breaks out of jail. Agnes is at the house torturing people, like phone calls, killing people. Billy comes home. They kind of team up. I believe Katie Cassidy ends up being kind of like the heroine of the movie. Yes, she does. She's the final girl. A whole thing, but it's all of like the weird extra incest, strange discoloration of skin, all that stuff that is not in the original movie. That is something that they added for effect. However, it was the first version that I saw, and I really enjoyed it. There is one point where like Agnes is getting Christmas gifts, and Billy, gets is a telescope, for Christmas, so he can look out the window at the people, but he's not allowed to like come down from the attic and do all this. But gifts are something that is very big and prominent during Christmas time. We all want gifts. We all give gifts. We all love gifts. Gifts are also good for, an upcoming holiday like Valentine's Day. And what better way for you to celebrate Valentine's Day than going to mysensualsecrets.com. MySensualSecrets.com boasts one of the largest catalogs on the web across all the varying levels of adult toy categories, with toys for him, for her, and for both. The product line is extensive compared to the other competitors in the sexual wellness industry. Orders ship within 24 hours, so customers are always satisfied with both the price and quality. MySensualSecrets.com has top-rated reviews and exceptional customer service. So go to sensual.creationworld.com to receive 10% off your order today. That's sensual.creationworld.com. And get yourself some toys, wrap them up real nice, give them to your loved one, use them with your loved one. Enjoy and explore. You won't regret it. Coming from the #1 horror podcast on Pornhub, you will not regret it.
Very good, man.
There's a lot of toxic masculinity going on. I don't need toys. I'm good enough. Any woman that needs toys doesn't appreciate it. That's not true. That's not true.
It just
At all.
enhances. It just enhances what you have.
Bingo.
You know?
Most of those guys are using steroids to enhance what they have already. So why not throw a toy in there too?
Thank you.
Like, get on board, bro.
Thank you. Come on now.
True.
Come on.
The most recent version of Black Christmas that came out, though, also takes place at a college, but this is much more of a feminist movement / PSA. So there's a soror, or there's a fraternity that's full of toxic masculinity. There's a founder who treated women bad. This fraternity is known for assaulting women on a regular basis, including Imogen Poots, who plays our main character, who got assaulted by one of the guys there. She is part of a sorority who's kind of like fighting back against that. The founder, they find out that, the founder of the college was this big, horrible person, and there's some ritual that they perform, and there's this black ooze that comes out that makes you super toxic masculine. Listen, there are a lot of people that are going to hear this and be like, fuck that movie. I'm not going to watch that movie. It's really not a bad movie if, you're not up your ass about, toxic masculinity isn't real and blah, 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 like all that shit. Or if you, aren't like feminism's bullshit and they're all just lesbians. Like, if you're not one of those people, like it's actually a really entertaining movie. And it shines a light on shit. Like, if you watch this shit and you pay attention, it's like, oh, okay, maybe I've done some of those things and it was kind of fucked up and I probably should have done them. Like,
but
anyway,
sometimes that's what
neither
horror
nor.
movies are. Like, they're a reflection on what's going on in the world or society,
It's a badass group of sorority sisters who whoop these fraternity dudes' asses, even though they're all hopped up on this black ooze that makes them super toxic, strong, and they're trying to murder these women who are speaking out against them or causing problems for them. And there are some women in there who kind of fall in line and are like, oh yeah, no, women have a lower place in the world and we're supposed to serve these men. Like one of the sorority sisters, like it's a whole thing, but it's actually, I can tell Katie hates that character just by the look on her face.
No,
I do
fuck
have a
that
question,
bitch.
though. I do have a question though. Does the school that it's portraying, is it like a particular school or no? It's just like
not that I
a
know
random university or whatever.
Yeah. I don't
It said
think it's anywhere
Hawthorne College when I
specific.
googled it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's not like
Why is there?
no. I thought they were just like it's like a call out to Duke or something. Duke lacrosse team in particular.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but
You don't? Okay. Well, we can talk about that after the show.
An after show conversation.
But you have 3 versions of Black Christmas. You have the original old school slasher that some people consider, along with Psycho and Texas Chainsaw Massacre
Yep.
and other things, is like the start of the slasher craze, the POV stuff.
Yep.
Prior to Halloween making it what we all know and love it as now. You have the fucked up incest movie from the 2000s, and then you have the social commentary movie from a few years ago.
I think
So,
I need to
you
check
have
that
3
one
versions
out.
to choose
I gotta
from.
take that out.
It's on a bunch of things.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Katie,
Matt
what
has
you
it on Voodoo. I don't know. I mean, well, I really thought Justin was just gonna like go there after Misery, but like The Shining.
I see. I was gonna wait to see how much winter stuff we get because that's obviously the big one.
Well, I feel like there's been a lot of big ones,
True.
but like I really just thought you were just
But
gonna
go
go
ahead.
there next.
I
because
kind of
the-
was.
yeah.
Yeah. Just so you
But that-
know, you're.
It's crazy.
I mean, it's like one of those things where it's like you're kind of like podcaster soulmates, which is similar to the wrestling soulmates that you just unleashed on Floor Sniper Sports recently, right?
No, it's not on Florida.
It's on Florida Sniper?
yet. It's on my
This-
Substack right now.
Ah, okay. Everyone,
Look at you
check
just
that out.
Plugging Katie.
Phrasing. Let's take it easy. Take it easy, everybody. But no, The Shining. It's winter in this big ass hotel, which I never want to go to the actual hotel because no, thank you. But I mean, it's not a Christmas movie, but is it?
It's
Christmas?
winter horror.
So winter,
I
yeah.
can't, it's not Christmas in the movie, is it? No,
No, it's not. It's just winter horror.
right?
Yeah. I don't remember the exact time frame that they are there, but I feel like
I don't either.
it's for the holidays. I think they're shut down for the holidays.
That would make sense, right?
I actually started reading the book a while ago and I never finished it. Like I started it and then I got distracted and then I started again and then I got distracted again and I never got all the way through it. But
Never read the book.
I don't know if it's-
essentially, Jack Nicholson plays Jack Torrance.
Yeah.
He and his family, Olive Oil from Popeye and Danny,
Shelley
his son,
Duvall.
yes, go up to a hotel and he is going to be the winter caretaker of that hotel while they're in their off season. They are snowed in and trapped, and he loses his fucking mind. If you have not seen this movie, then you might not really like horror movies because this is one of the most touted and respected horror films of all time. There's
Greatest.
even a sequel to it that came out
Yes.
recently called
Dr.
Dr. Sleep, featuring Ewan McGregor.
That's one of the reasons I need to see it because I love you and McGregor.
I think I have it.
You do.
Yeah.
I looked. Don't worry.
So weird thing. My favorite thing about The Shining is not part of what I don't even know how to put it. My favorite thing about The Shining is the fact that The Shining is in Ready Player One.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
when I saw the stuff from The Shining in Ready Player One, I fell in love with Ready Player One because of The Shining stuff in Ready Player One.
dude. We're just literally best friends. I swear. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what's gonna sound crazy? This is gonna sound crazy. I've seen almost like every horror movie that like I'm supposed to see if you want to get into the whole genre, right? Like the first Black Christmas, Halloween, all those. But it wasn't until COVID that I saw The Shining. Only because I wasn't sure if I was mentally prepared. You know,
That's
if
fair.
that makes any sense. If that makes
So
any
you're
sense.
saying that to mentally prepare for a movie like The Shining, you needed to be in a Shining-esque situation where you're trapped at home and you
ready
couldn't
for-
leave?
yeah.
It's terrifying.
No. And then so when
I
I
understand.
saw it in Ready Player One, because that's one of Char's favorite movies, because her favorite genre is horror.
Oh, it's fucking
And she's
awesome.
like, oh dang, they're gonna do Shining. That's pretty cool. Blah blah blah. And then she's like, you know why that is a reference, right? I was like, you know what? I've never seen that movie. She's like, what the hell are we doing watching Ready Player One? So then
And
right after that, we watched The Shining, and
There's no new ground we can break discussing The Shining. There really isn't. Like, it is
No,
a
there's no new
fantastic movie.
ground.
It is one of the most highly touted and well-respected horror movies, as I said. You know, you'll talk about Stanley Kubrick. You can talk about Stephen King hating Stanley Kubrick's version. There's another version that was made for TV that was more true to the books. So Stephen King said that he felt like Stanley Kubrick's version lacked a warmth
Okay.
that the book had. That there was it made Jack Nicholson's character of Jack Torrance too cold and irredeemable. So he did not like Stanley Kubrick's version of The Shining. There was another one that was made in the 90s, I think, that was made for TV. Not as well received, but closer to the book.
Okay.
he
Okay,
always
okay.
says stuff like that for.
Are you talking about Scream 6? Because that's not out yet. The trailer looks fantastic, and I'm excited as shit for it.
Same.
I cannot wait. But
Ghostface takes Manhattan.
Face takes Manhattan. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
I can't tell you if
Okay.
it is good or not yet.
but just to go talk about The Shining a little bit. So what is the power that the kid has? He just
The
hears-
Shining. That's literally what it is. It's called The Shining.
right. So that
It's a psychic
It just
ability.
happens to him. It's just okay. Gotcha.
So certain people have it, certain people don't. They actually touch on it a little bit in the first season of Castle Rock, but I feel like because I guess it manifests in different ways. If you watch Doctor Sleep, they get more into it, but it's still, I don't really understand it.
Right.
I know Danny has it. I know he talks to an imaginary friend who tells him things and can see the future. I know he has a psychic link with the
chef or housekeeper or whatever.
Yeah, I guess
But then
technically
the girl, right?
he's the caretaker.
Yeah.
They have different powers in Doctor Sleep, so it's not just that. It's a whole thing that I don't truly fully understand. I feel like the reason I don't is because I didn't ever finish reading the book. So
when Matt finishes the book, we'll come back to this conversation.
2032, we can re-talk about it.
2032.
Dude, I'm not a reader. Like, the only things that I have read in my adult life outside of high school are the entire Harry Potter series and Stephen King's It, which actually took me 2 tries to get through. I started reading it on my phone and I couldn't do it. And then I finally sat down and started reading the book and I got all the way through it. But like, literally, those are the only things I've got. I love Star Wars. You know that. I've got Star Wars Rise of Skywalker, the book that has more info and everything in it. I started reading that like a year and a half ago during COVID, and I still haven't finished that. And I've seen the movie. I thought, oh, this will be like me reading the Harry Potter books, because like I saw the movie and then I finally sat down and read the books, and I really got into the books and I read all the books. I can do that with I can't do it. I get distracted. New Pokemon games come out, and I'd rather do that than read. Like, I'm not a reader. Kate reads literally a book and a half a day.
Gangster.
Through her Kindle and shit. So,
I mean,
I just go to YouTube and I just look it up, and I find it up in like 8 minutes. Hey, Chicago del Fantasma.
Is he telling me to read the book The Room, or that I need to read The Room about me not being a book person?
I'm not sure.
I don't know now. I don't know.
I'm all time.
Yo,
with Benji,
¿Qué pasó?
Who knows?
But I love that movie. The Shining is like one of my favorites. There's also a lot of things going on with the hotel itself. You know, it being on like an Indian reservation and a lot of different things going on. So there's actually a whole documentary about just the lodge itself.
It's the Stanley Hotel.
Yeah. A hotel, yeah. But yeah.
There's also a whole documentary on Stanley Kubrick making the movie.
That I've seen too.
Yeah.
Also great.
I've heard of it, I haven't seen it,
but Justin, anything else?
That was gonna be mine, but there's like a one where it's kind of like, I don't know if a lot of people seen it. It's like one of those, like, you know, you see at the Family Video or Netflix type of thing. It's this movie called Frozen that came out before the actual Disney version of Frozen.
Oh, I really thought we were about to be talking about Elsa. Okay.
It's like basically how like they're going on a ski trip, right? And then you know how they get on the this, I forgot what they're fucking called. The
ski lift?
The ski lift, right? And they want to go back up so they could go down the hill again, right? They're like, oh, please, can we go back up? He's like, okay. So they do it, and guess what happens? They get fucking stuck up there.
Nope. No,
and that's the movie. Literally.
I would rather die.
It's just like just showing like what happens in like the worst case scenario if you're just stuck up there.
No.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Along that line, but not really. There is also a wrong turn that takes place at an abandoned ski resort that the incest redneck hillbillies live near and hunt people who go there in the snow. So that would count as a winter horror movie. Why are you shaking your head?
I hate the wrong turn movies.
Why do you hate the wrong turn movies? Look, they have got progressively worse every single iteration. And I can't remember which one it is, but there's one that's like the title of the movie has nothing to do with the movie. It actually makes more sense for like the next movie in the series or the movie before it. It's weird.
Read one of the titles.
It's really weird. It's 4 or 5 or 5 or 6. Two of them, I feel like the title somehow got swapped.
4 is Bloody Beginnings. 5 is Bloodlines. 6 is Last Resort. I'm assuming that's the one with the ski resort.
Yes. I'm assuming there's snow on the cover too for the title.
I think so. Hold on. Kind of looks like snow. Well, no.
Yeah, I think Bloody Beginnings doesn't really have like the beginning, and then 5 is actually more of an origin story or some shit like that, and that's like it's weird.
Bloody Beginnings is the one that has snow on the cover.
Yes. Okay. So then maybe it's 5 and 6.
I don't know. I
didn't even know they had this many movies.
Yeah, they do. And I
like
also own them all.
I don't like the incest, steed, cannibal. No, it's not my thing.
What if we changed it to like step siblings? Would that make it easier for you?
No.
Because then it's not really incest. That's how you get away with it on Pornhub. Like, you're not my sister, you're my stepsister. We're not related.
No, it's not gonna make me like those movies any better anymore. I just can't do them. I can't. I tried. No thanks.
Did you watch Better Watch Out?
No, I did not get to watch Better Watch Out.
That one you need to watch. So that is another Christmas movie, and that movie will fuck you up because what you think is happening, no, like not in a bad way though. Like it's one of those like what you think is happening versus what is actually happening, like the twist and where the movie goes. You're like, what the fuck? Like it is kind of along the lines of Home Alone. Or not Home Alone, Santa's Sleigh and Krampus in that Christmas vibe genre. But like, did you watch The Babysitter on Netflix?
I didn't know.
Ah, well, I can't. Fuck.
Well, isn't the babysitter a vampire?
Yeah, but that's not the deal. It's just kind of like kind of similar in like the way it's shot and everything and when it came out and all of that. There is a babysitter involved. There are no vampires, nothing supernatural going on. But like when you're watching the movie, they lead you down one path and then you find out what's really going on. And then once you find out what's really going on, it really goes off the rails quick. And it really gets like not fucked up in like a sick way, but like just like the kills and everything. Like once you see what's going on, and then you really realize how fucked up everything is. Like it's good. It's good.
Maybe I'll watch it tomorrow before or after I probably cry watching The Last of Us. So
yeah, which we'll be covering on Monday on Krish Conversation at noon.
Ooh, I need to get into that. I need to watch that.
Last of Us?
Yeah, actually, I they were hyping it up on I think what day was that? Wednesday, I think. Travis and Matt were hyping it up. So I was like,
that was Monday.
Was that Monday? Okay.
Yeah, that was the day after. We covered the first episode the day after it came out. Do you guys have any other ones? Otherwise, I got a question for you.
Well, you know, like I don't know if this did we talk? We didn't talk about Jack Frost, did we?
Like,
no, we did not talk about Jack Frost.
I mean, I saw a little bit. I remember watching it once, but it was kind of like just here and there, like in the background. I mean, I understand a snowman is killing, but it was so low budget and so like kind of like corny, you know. But it seemed like it was a popular movie though, you know, like it was kind of a cult classic, kind of not.
I have a question. Are there 2 movies called Jack Frost? Because I know the one with Michael Keaton, who when he gets turned into a snowman.
Yes. So this
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right.
No,
that's why I was like,
no, you are 100% correct.
Movie?
You are 100% correct. In 1997,
I was 1 year old. Okay.
Horror slasher movie Jack Frost came out about a killer snowman. It is a terrible B horror film.
Yep. That's the one. Yep.
However, it was in the movie store in the horror aisle. I used to see it, and just the box art used to scare the fuck out of me.
I want to see what the.
Then And so this is about a killer whose soul gets trapped in a snowman and then he goes out killing.
Oh, good. Okay. Sounds great. Sounds like a fun time.
Notorious serial killer Jack Frost is being driven to his execution. The truck carrying the murderer encounters a bizarre accident that transforms him into a mutant snowman. Is the movie.
Okay. Yeah, I can see why the cover fucking scared you. Okay.
As a
But
kid,
like,
it
wait,
absolutely
if you're gonna
terrified me.
watch it, I mean,
Should've watched it.
make sure you watch something really good after, because you think movies on
Okay.
Tubi are bad. You think movies on Tubi are bad.
But then the one with Michael Keaton was in 88.
1990.
No, 98. It looked like
So a
an eight.
year.
Listen.
So almost a year later, they took this concept for a B horror movie and said, let's make it a fun family film.
Yeah.
Emotional, lighthearted, and charming.
A father who can't keep his promises is killed in a car accident. That
Like-
sounds emotional, lighthearted, and charming, right?
I'm just reading what it says. I don't know.
1 year later, he returns as a ghost and inhabits a snowman to spend one last Christmas with his kids.
Do you want to build a snowman?
There are a few. There's another fucking one that I remember from my childhood, and I can't think of what the fuck it was, but it was like a Christmas-esque deal. Or no, it wasn't, but it was fucking Pinocchio. There was an evil Pinocchio movie that used to be in the same horror aisle as Jack Frost. That used to creep me out.
What?
Wait, I think I know what you're talking
I'm
about.
looking it
But
up.
it's like, it's not named Pinocchio, right? It's like a totally different name.
That one. Yeah.
Evil
Jack-
Pinocchio movie is what I googled. Pinocchio's Revenge,
Yes.
1996.
Yep.
This looks awful.
Oh, they're all bad B horror movies.
Ew, no, he kind of freaks me out. I don't want to look at it anymore.
Oh yeah, the guy.
Yep.
Ew, no.
It was a 90s thing.
It's like you saw the
Mine was a
picture.
mess.
You saw the picture. It
Yeah.
like looks like he has cerebral palsy, but
Justin.
but yeah,
There's also. Oh, go ahead.
there's just like, I remember just that era just having like, let's take a, you know, like a Disney entity or like a folklore and let's like horror it up, which is kind of like what they're doing right now with like Winnie the Pooh,
Yeah.
right?
Winnie the
Like,
Pooh. There was another one. I don't think there was another one. I think there is another one.
Grinch.
Did that already come out? The Grinch, the horror.
I don't know if it
movie
came out
Grinch?
already, but I saw something about
'Cause
it.
that's Winnie
Okay.
the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Which, by the way, I also watched Winnie the Pooh with my daughter this morning. So that's fun tie-in for today. There's a shit ton of 80s, 90s B horror flicks around holiday, like Silent Night, Deadly Night, or the more infamous Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2, which are fucking terrible. I think the first one's actually fairly decent for an 80s B slasher flick. The second one is a cult classic for how awful it is.
Let's think of let's just have a little fun with this. What
Ginger
is
Dead
a-
Man.
What is a Christmas character or whatever that you would want to make a horror movie about?
Rudolph.
They made a
Ooh.
Jack Frost 2, Revenge of the Mutant Killer Snowman in 2000, by the way.
What? Why?
For that, I will
Hmm.
say hail snow.
Hate you. But no, Rudolph. Imagine he gets sick and tired of all this bullying, goes on a murderous rampage.
Ooh,
Kills 'em
like a flip.
This is
flip the story.
copyrighted unless it's already
Flip
made.
the story a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Like his
They all
nose, like it
fucking
lights
cheer him
up,
and
but then
shit.
he could take out his nose, and it's a fucking Glock. Oh, Prancer, you don't want me to play, Prancer?
Why,
You don't want me to play? I'm playing
He
now.
has hooves. He has hooves. He can't shoot a gun.
Have either of you guys seen P2?
Was it?
It's a movie called P2. It's starring Rachel Nichols. It's about a woman who gets
Wait.
attacked in a parking garage.
Yes. I thought
That
I
is
just wanted to make sure.
also
Is that
happens at Christmas and is considered a Christmas movie.
No, is that a Christmas
Yep.
movie?
Yep,
Have you seen
I don't
that
know why
movie,
this-
Katie?
I have. Yeah,
It sounds
it's
familiar,
good.
but
It's
like
actually really good.
nothing.
Like
I probably like scroll past
literally,
it or
she's
something and looked at
running
it,
in a
but
parking lot, and just and
that's
like
familiar.
you're just like screaming when you see the garage door come down. Like, no shit, you know. And it's just like
I mean,
it's good. It's a really good movie.
Robot
Justice
Chicken
pitching a
episode.
robot chicken episode. right. Before we get off here, one last question for you guys because I'm very curious to see your thoughts. Gremlins, Christmas horror movie or just a Christmas movie?
I would say it depends on the age you watch the movie. I feel like
Okay.
if you're like a teenager or younger, which like you shouldn't be watching it if you're like a very very small child, I think. Maybe Christmas horror, but I feel like it might because it's not scary. Like it's not scary to me. Like Gizmo's the cutest little fucking thing ever.
That's not the debate, Benji. Yes, Gremlins is 100% a Christmas movie, but is it a Christmas horror movie or just a Christmas movie? Also, did Justin freeze or is he just not moving?
No, I'm just very happy.
Okay.
You asked this question.
Jesus Christ, you were so still it freaked me out.
I literally couldn't tell. He has nothing in the background either, like indicate if he was
No,
moving or not.
because this is
God damn.
one of my favorite Christmas movies. That's why I love the Gremlins.
But do you consider it a horror movie?
Okay, I actually feel it could fit in both genres: sci-fi, fantasy, horror. It's a Christmas movie. That's the best thing about like this movie, that it fits multiple genres. It doesn't have to actually conform to one. You know what I'm saying? Because like, why does horror have to be like an intense level of scare? Like there is like a small
doesn't.
version of horror. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, Frankenstein. Look at Frankenstein. I mean, that's not really that scary. You know what I'm saying? But like, it still fits the horror category. Like it's the same thing with Gremlins. You know, I feel it could go either way, and that's the beauty of the movie Gremlins.
I can also go both ways, but that's neither here nor there.
That is true.
Shy.
Here's the deal, though. So if you actually go look on IMDb, it is listed as comedy, fantasy, and horror. So it is listed as a horror movie.
Okay.
It is a classic. It is a Christmas movie. In the movie, the main character ends up getting a pet Mogwai, even though
Yes.
he had a pet dog. For whatever
Mhm.
reason, he still got the pet Mogwai. And let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. With all of the issues that come with Mogwais, feeding them after midnight, not getting like, there's a lot of rules and things.
They can't get
It's
wet.
so much easier to have a dog. And if you do have a dog, you can go to dog.com. Dog.com is your online dog supply shopping and information destination. Everything your dog needs, from toys to treats and food, is available, including collars and leashes. They even have outdoor gear and water safety gear for your furry friend. So go to dog.creationworld.com to receive up to 64% off your order today. That's dog.creationworld.com.
All I had to say to that is bow wow.
I knew that's exactly what he was gonna fucking say.
I had to find a way to get that in, and I couldn't think of a Christmas horror movie that they murdered a dog. Like I could talk about like how they killed the poor dog in Halloween, or a shit ton of other movies where dogs just don't make it. If we were talking Pet Cemetery, we could have, Pet Cemetery 2, Zowie. Like, I'm just like, there was a dog in Gremlins. Let's talk about the dog in Gremlins.
Yeah, which
GetMyDog.com.
which I believe there's works for an animated version that's coming out on Paramount. That's supposed to be
Are
more
they?
in depth about the Mogwais. Yeah.
Are they
Really?
actually?
Yeah, they actually
Okay.
teased it on Paramount. Like if you look at like the upcoming like in projects, there's an animated version of Gizmo.
Oh my god!
And I bet-
animated
and-
Gizmo would be so
and I
fucking cute.
remember seeing something about this like maybe a year ago. But they just couldn't get the rights and everything ready because the whole Paramount streaming thing was going on at that time. How do I feel about that? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I love the Gremlins, so let's see. As long as they stay true to the feel of the original movies, I'm cool with it. You know.
Did Ghostbusters 2 take place at Christmas?
Yes, Ghostbusters 2 is during Christmas. But like there's a couple, there's a couple qualifications like I still say, like did someone say Merry Christmas? Was there a gift given? Was there Christmas decorations? Like I feel like you have to meet some of those qualities in order to be an actual Christmas movie.
So the Ghostbusters,
So there is a shot of them wearing the hat, remember when they're running?
Well, I was
But
gonna say, so the Ghostbusters
Oh wait,
in the
fuck,
painting,
there's a Santa.
holding
There's
the
a Santa.
baby, like it's
Oh my
baby
God.
Jesus, the painting that doesn't count for you.
Oh my god, it is.
Yes, Katie.
I looked it up. A looks super fucking cute. It's called Gremlins: Secrets of the Mogwai. It's gonna be on HBO Max this
Okay,
year.
next. Yeah.
10 episodes. I don't know much about it, but it looks so cute. Gizmo's adorable in general, but an animated little Gizmo, I have to watch
I
it.
can't wait.
I can't. I'm so excited.
I was convinced as a child that Furbies and Gizmo were the same thing for a while.
Fuck Furbies.
The eyes, right? The eyes and the
Demons.
fur.
The eyes, the ears, even like the product placement, Furby looked very much like Gizmo.
I used to have a stuffed plushie of Gizmo. I don't know where it went.
Just had a revelation.
Yeah, I have.
Just is
mine
going to be
downstairs.
adding, even though I am not a fan of Ghostbusters 2, which we've talked about. I'm sure
Check it out.
Just is going to add that to his Christmas watch along.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, but yeah, I'm hyped for that. For Gremlins because it's like one of those. It's all time classic.
That is my only disappointment with like the Halloween franchise is that like, so like we got Jason in space, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
We've got Leprechaun in the Hood and Leprechaun in Space. Like, we've seen these franchises go these places, and I really wish there was
Mhm.
just like one really off the wall Halloween movie where it was like Michael shows up to Christmas and fucks up his granddaughter's, Christmas, like comes down the chimney and just starts murdering people in his old house that are living there. Something like that. Like, I do.
I mean,
But what?
it would be interesting to see. You know, like
Or go ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, women first.
So thank you, Justin. I was gonna say, like Michael could take a travel to some place he's not used to. I don't know, maybe like to Manhattan or something crazy like that, and he can go murder people in Christmas time in Times Square.
Or even like Christmas at Crystal Lake. Like, I'd love to watch a Jason movie with snow on the ground. The
Wait.
lake is frozen.
Wait, he's cooking. You're doing it. I would watch it.
At some point, like, he beheads two people at the same time under a mistletoe. He comes through the wall or he comes through like the chimney and there's a fucking Santa hat sitting on it and it just ends up on his head and you see Jason wearing a Santa hat and then he kind of realizes it and takes it off and throws it on the ground and steps on it or whatever. Murders a pervy old Santa who's like an alcoholic. Like, fun shit we could do with Christmas in Crystal Lake.
Nobody we're making this. Nobody take any of these goddamn ideas.
So wait, okay,
It's
hold on.
all copyright now.
I thought there was some legal rights with the creator of Michael Myers that grounds him to certain things in like space. Like, yeah, that's true. That is a true
it
thing.
is.
Yeah, but that's
I'm
not
just.
fun.
It still doesn't mean it doesn't make me sad that we never got ridiculous like shit. Like, because for as bad as it is, like I really do enjoy Jason X.
I know you do.
I do enjoy Leprechaun in Space. Even when Pinhead went to space, like in part 4, I enjoyed that. Like, some of the ridiculous shit is just if you just allow yourself to have fun with it and not be like, this is a fucking horror franchise and they have to take him seriously and they made it like just fucking have fun because that's what it was for. Then just
True.
have fun. And again,
True.
Christmas at Crystal Lake would be a fucking blast.
That's the title too. Like I don't. No one's taking. This is all copyright information now.
Friday the
Well, why-
13th, part 11, Christmas at Crystal Lake.
Oh my god.
Okay, so you're talking about Michael Myers, right? You're talking about Halloween.
Well, no, originally I said Michael Myers. Now we're talking Christmas at Crystal Lake, so we're talking Jason now. Now we're talking Jason with Christmas at Crystal Lake.
Okay. Because I was gonna say, like, well, with Michael Myers, they can still keep him grounded by having a social commentary, kind of like the show Wonder Years, where like somebody's narrating like everything he does. So like after he's done killing, then he goes to his house, makes coffee, sits down, and it starts. Today's just one of those days. I just stabbed somebody for no reason. Why? That's because just this the way I am. Nobody asked me for what I like to do. Nobody asked me how I'm doing.
If you don't get Joe.
And
Fuck
on
outta
that
here.
note, ladies and gentlemen,
You just knocked something over. What happened?
Shar passed
okay.
out from hearing what he just said. She had a fainting spell. She's like, I married this guy.
Oh, Jesus.
Justin, please plug everything that you do and where they can find you.
You can find me in the Get Your Podcast on Twitter, Get Your Podcast on Instagram. If you can't find me there, you can find me on Marks and Mikes. I also have Luchon Diaries, where I talk about adulting with my homegirl Jizzy, so that's out as well. But yeah, getting off. We here. Christmas
I
is
have a
Crystal
question
Lake. What's up?
For Justin. Is this your boy Just ever coming back?
I
On the
did
spot?
talk to Benji about a movie, so we're trying to get that coming. So yeah.
Is Get Yo merch ever coming back? Because I've been carrying around the same pair of Stone Cold boxers for like a year and 2 years now that I was supposed to parade on that show, and it never happened.
That is also kind of in the works too. I would say, yeah, that's also kind of in the works.
Okay.
I just don't know when.
Thank you,
but
Benji.
It's coming. It's coming.
Thanks, Benji.
Katie, plug yourself.
You can find or follow me on Twitter. I don't even know my thing anymore. You can follow me on Twitter, KateRasson13, link to my about to all things She Showcase, twitch.tv/She Showcase, typically Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern, youtube.com/She Showcase. I say watch the videos because they're way more entertaining. Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. If you want to listen, She Showcases the brand and the weekly show, Inside the Mind of. Newest episode drops on Monday with Joey Carney from the Angle Podcast. It was very good. Very excited. It'll be a great episode. Like I said, Monday. I don't know when this is coming out, so there's a bunch of other shows up on the channel. You can go check all those out. I do a lot of stuff. I write. That's all in the link tree too. Shared something today. Sat here for 4 hours and typed it up, but I'm very proud of it. So go read it, please. Thank you.
And as always, you can follow me on Twitter at Getting Offed. I am actively going to try and be, especially with the Scream news and everything that's coming out, the new Evil Dead movie. Maybe we'll sit down and we'll just watch trailers and talk about that for the next episode, live episode. That'll be fun, of some upcoming horror stuff, and do our take on that in like 2 weeks. But I'm going to try and be far more active on the Getting Off Twitter as I kind of get settled in between homes. We took that time off, and I know I've been slacking, but I'm going to pick up my Twitter activity there, try and drum up some more interest over there and in the show, build up that following, and get some more horror connections so we can get you some guests on here from, meet some of your, or I can meet some of your favorite horror podcasters and do what I do over on Smack and Raw over here. But you can follow me at Matt Ritter as well. If you want to go check out my wrestling stuff, go follow me there. You can catch me talking horror here. We've got horror stuff with the Havoc Hour. I've done Horror Movie and Waffles twice with Botch Spots and Chair Shots. You can go check that stuff out, whether it's the episode that I did with Katie and Justin recently talking The Conjuring, or the episode that I did just me and Will talking Michael Myers and all things Halloween. All that is available. Please go check all that out if you're a horror fan. We've got plenty of stuff out there. We've got 5 backlogged episodes of Getting Off that you guys can go check out right now from last year. If you haven't checked those out. The nice thing about this podcast is it's not really anything that's like current, like pressing. So anytime you go back and watch it, you can go back and watch it and enjoy it. Because we cover everything throughout the years. Other than that, thank you guys for joining me on the #1 horror podcast on Pornhub.
You're welcome.
So
Thank you.
for your boy Juss and Miss Katie Kinsey of the She Leads Showcase, I am the patron saint of podcasting, the Warden Matt Ritter, and this has been the #1 horror podcast on Pornhub, Getting Offed.